Hi, I'm Beth from Our Magic Adventures, and today we're going to make a felt wreath that's inspired by Disney. This one, of course, is inspired by Mickey Mouse, but today we're going to make another one with colors that are from what movie? Can you guess? Can you guess? It's pretty easy. It's Frozen, or Frozen 2. So we're going to go ahead and use these colors today, and I'll show you how to do it. It's very easy. It takes a little time, but it's very easy to do. It's something you can do with your children. It's something you can do while you're watching TV. Maybe when you're watching Frozen. So what you need for your supplies are a metal hoop. These can be found in your craft stores in the wreath section. However, this one I found in the macrame section. So if you go to a large craft store, you might have to find this type of form in the macrame section. This is 12-inch, like I said. They have 9-inch, and I believe they have 16-inch, but I found that 12-inch is a good size. The next thing you're going to need is felt. I used, for all these pieces, 2 of each color. So I bought extra, but this is 2 of each color, and I'll show you how we're going to measure those and cut those. You're going to need a pencil. You're going to need wire and wire cutters to hang your snowflake. Now, you don't have to buy a snowflake. You can make one from craft sticks, so you don't have to, but I thought this one was pretty and it was going to go well with all the colors. You're going to need a ruler. And you're going to need scissors. Scissors. Use fabric scissors or ones that you can use to cut felt. So let me show you how now to get started. I'm going to show you on this yellow piece because I've already have it marked off. These felt pieces are 12 inches approximately by 9 inches. So what I did was I took my ruler and I took my pencil and I marked off on the inch markings on the ruler on the felt. Then I took my ruler and brought it to the other side and did the same thing and marked it. And then of course what I did was I matched the top and the bottom and drew a line. Now you can use a pencil. You can use one of those fabric pens or pencils that disappears after a period of time. You could use a piece of chalk. It's up to you, but I went ahead and used pencil. Then what you're going to do is you're going to cut these strips out. These strips are going to be 9 inches long, remember? But we don't want 9 inches. 9 inches when it's folded in half is too floppy. So we need half of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the 9-inch piece, fold it in half, and cut it. So then you're going to end up with 1 inch by 4.5. Then what I did was I paired them off into 4s. You can pair them off into 6, 3, up to you. What I did was 4s. So here you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4 red ones, 1, 2, 3, 4 black ones, 4 yellow, 4 white. And this is the pattern that I'm going to do for this wreath. You don't have to do it this way. You could do all white, all lavender, all blue, and all light blue. It's up to you. You could do, like I said, you could do 3 of each. Or if you really want to mix it up, you could do white, lavender, blue, just mix it all up. In my instructions that I'm going to provide, I call that willy-nilly. So if that's what you want to do, then you can go ahead and do that. But for today, we're going to do it in 4s. So it's pretty easy. I'm going to set this to the side because I don't want to crack it. Cut off the label, and let's get started. So I'm just going to get started with the blue. Now, there's an option here that you can do as well. When I did it, it's going to seem tight when you first do it, and you're going to say, this is too little. But if you kind of bring in the ends, and you tie them together. Pull them tight. Now, the way I did that was I crossed over, I pinched in the tops, I brought the right over the left, and I went under. Now, you can do them all the same way, or if you want, you can in between do it the opposite, to where you pinch the two tops, but you bring the left over the right. So I call that away from you or towards you in the instructions. When you do that, you're going to have your knots are going to be in the same spot, but your tails are going to be different. So it's up to you how you want to do that. I like them to all go the same way, like in this example. So I'm going to do them all so that the right side crosses over to the left. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and tie up some of these, and then I'll come back and show you what that looks like. I want to show you that here are four blue. Now I'm going to decide what color I want next. Because I don't want another light color next to this light color, I'm going to go ahead and pick this lavender. Again, pinch the ends. Right goes over left. And there you go. And then I kind of fan out the bow a little bit. Like I said, this is going to take a little time, but it's not hard to do. And it's something that you could actually do if you're watching television or a YouTube channel perhaps. By the way, we'd love if you would subscribe to our channel, and if you would hit like for this video, and if you would hit notifications, and then that way when we have other videos such as ride videos or videos from the parks or crafts, or even we're talking about doing some recipes and also some really pretty photography and time-lapse. When those come up, we post them, you'll be notified and you can take a gander at those. Okay, so here are four lavender. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my white next, because I want it to be kind of, it's lighter than, of course, the dark blue. If you wanted to, you could incorporate more Anna colors into your wreath if you like to do that. I just picked these because these seem to be the typical colors you see for Frozen. They represent Frozen. You could even do a white one with maybe a little orange and a little black for Olaf. You could do anything. You could do princess colors. You could do Toy Story. I was thinking about that the other day. Maybe that would be cute to do Buzz and Woody and Jessie. Okay, so now I'm going to do the blue. If you're still with me, what I'm going to do is finish off the blue, and then I am going to go off and finish this and come back so you can see what it looks like. You won't have to watch me tie all these knots. I do want to show you one thing when I finish the blue. It's pretty self-explanatory, but since I'm doing the video, I want to make sure you understand. Is what we're going to repeat the light blue. That's good. We're going to start the cycle of light blue. Now, as I said before, you can do what you want. If you want to do white next, it's up to you. Purple, it's your wreath. But if you want it to look similar to this Mickey Mouse inspired wreath, that's what we're going to do. So here we go. We're going to go to blue. And as promised, I think probably 3 times now, we're going to come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I went and tied all the pieces down that we had onto the hoop, and you can see it's covered. And you know, you want to make sure that they're snug and tight. You might want to go back and adjust them and make sure that the ones that look maybe like they're loose, tighten them up a little bit. And in my case, I wanted them to be all in the same direction, so you go ahead and do that. But I want to explain something to you, that I told you to get 2 pieces of each color if you were doing 4 colors for this 12-inch hoop. So let me explain what we did. We have, let me count this out for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blues in this case, right? So in each one of these groups, there are 4 pieces. Now, that is actually 2 long pieces that we cut in half to get 4, correct? Okay, so if that is 2 long pieces, those are 2 inches. So 6 times 2 is 12, and the sheet is 12 inches. So that's where you're getting to where you only need 1 piece of felt in the 4 colors to make this 12-inch hoop. Now, I want to tell you one other thing. These felt pieces are at Hobby Lobby is where I bought them. They were 33 cents a piece. They are the thinner felt. If you get the thicker felt, which they have, but not in as many colors, they're going to be harder to tie, so you don't want that. And then they have some that have some kind of paper backing on them and maybe adhesive, but you don't want that either. So you want the thinner ones for 33 cents. Now, you might say, I can get those at Dollar Tree. Well, that felt's too thin, so you don't want to use that if you're just planning on, if you want a nice thick and heavy coverage. So I would suggest you get this felt. You don't have to go to Hobby Lobby, but you want the medium width felt. Okay, so now I'm done, and now I want to add my snowflake. So I'm going to go ahead and take the price tag off. And there we go. And I told you to get wire. I didn't know if we had to wire it in. It already has a ribbon on it, and I think I'm just going to use the ribbon. So I'm going to find a point where I want to start, and I'm just going to put it right here. And I'm going to put the ribbon behind the hoop and on top of the hoop. And I'm just going to tie a knot. I'm going to double knot it so it stays. I'm going to cut the excess off so you can't see it. And then I'm just going to hide it in the felt. Okay. And there we are, our Frozen inspired wreath. I wanted to show you that if you wanted to do a the Mickey colors inspired, I made a bow. And what I'm going to do is I took some extra felt pieces and I laid them in a cross fashion, so like this, or X's. And I also used a ribbon. This is the ribbon I used, and I cut 2 pieces to go that way, and then I came up with this, and then I took a pipe cleaner and I twisted them so that it formed a bow. And now what I'm going to do is I took an extra piece of ribbon, and I'm going to glue that down. Get my little cap here, put my glasses on. I'm going to glue that down so I can kind of cover the pipe cleaner. And then I have a little bow. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take that ribbon that I just dropped, and I'm going to lace it through the top of this wreath form. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to glue these two ends together. Try not to burn myself this time. And then you can do one of two things. You can hang it like this. Now, what some people do is they take a long enough strip of ribbon and then they get a thumbtack and they flip it over and they thumbtack it to the top of the door. You could do it like that. Or you could take it and you can put the ribbon down, the part I just glued, which I don't want to do right now because I don't want it to get on the felt yet. It might not be dry yet. You take it like this and you flip it, and you have a hook that's upside down on the back side of your door that you can hang this on. Or you can hang it on a wreath hanger. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bow on this part right here. Just to kind of add a little something extra to it. And then what I'm going to do is I can cut the pipe cleaners off. I need to look at it, so I'm going to do it this way. I'll cut the pipe cleaners off later, but I just want to show you now, here's another way you can finish off your wreath. So that's another option for you. You can also add things on here if you'd like. You can add beads or ornaments or anything that you'd like that represents Mickey. They have buttons that are in the shape of Mickey's head. You could glue those on. So you could add to it, but that's just another way to embellish your wreath. So I've shown you two variations on the felt wreath project. You can make in any of the colors of the characters that you like. You can embellish them in any way you like as well. This is just the base for you to do what works for you in your home. You can also give these away as gifts. So I hope you have fun, and I hope you enjoy this craft, and please come back and see us on our next magic adventure. Bye.